GM, you guys are full of shit, and I don't know what to say to you guys.
Not gonna buy it. Don't do it. I don't think it's worth it. GM is an absolute disaster right now.
So this video is for any GMC truck owners.
I bought that truck 3 weeks ago and I've only put 1,000 miles on it.
Millions of Americans are regretting their decisions buying brand new trucks. It's over. Nobody is buying them. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video.
So this video is for any GMC truck owners. I have a 2500 Sierra Denali Ultimate. It's a 2025. Great truck. Absolutely love it. However, yesterday I was driving down the interstate. Power went off. Complete dead. Truck unresponsive. No power steering. No power. All it said on the dash was reduced power, pull over immediately. So I glided off the edge of the interstate. Fortunately, I was at an exit and dead. All it would do would, you press the button and it would roll and start over, crank, and it would never actually turn over. Did that a couple of times. Ended up having to call a tow truck. Paid $170 to have it towed to the dealership for them to tell me it's a power control module for the fuel pump. Apparently this is happening with a lot of GM vehicles. So if this happens to you, try to save yourself some money. Tell them what's going on. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way to crank it. Apparently it's 2 wires and a bolt near the fuel tank. I haven't gotten down there to figure it out. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, GMC. This is all over the internet. You guys got to fix this stuff. I'm tagging them in this post so that they see it.
When shit gets real. So it's my wife's birthday and we're supposed to be going camping right now, and on the way home to drop off the truck, the motor decided to leave the chat. I bought that truck 3 weeks ago and I've only put 1,000 miles on it. What would you do if you were me? Do you contact the previous owner? What kind of game plan would you come up with?
Imagine dropping tens of thousands of dollars on a brand new vehicle, only for it to die on you in the middle of traffic. But it's not just one isolated incident.
GM is an absolute disaster right now. Their dealers are overrun with trucks. They've lost 25% of their value in the last 3 months. This truck is going to cost you $100,000. And now the UAW is going for the kill shot. And things are about to get a whole lot worse. So I'm actually at a Chevy dealership today because GM just reported their earnings. And they were a beat, but the stock sold off. And actually in the last 3 months, their stock has sold off by about 25%. It went from somewhere around $40 down to sub 30. And I think it's because Wall Street knows that GM is in big time trouble and things are just about to get worse. So now here are the headwinds for GM going forward. We have the UAW strikes, huge, right? Production's getting cut. We have demand issues, both for their trucks on the retail side and for the EVs. And they are hemorrhaging money in the EV space, and it turns out that people don't even really want them. All right, holding the camera weird. I actually want to do the math on this High Country Silverado. So the price here is $77,000. I want to plug this into an auto loan calculator. What you can see is price $77,000, down payment of about 10%, so $8,000, 60-month loan at an interest rate of 8%, and that's if you have good credit. And we're going to give this dealer the benefit of the doubt and say that the registration and all the other fees are only going to be $3,000, and that's going to bring you to a monthly payment for this truck of $1,500. And the total price after everything's said and done for that truck, all the interest and everything you're going to pay right at $100,000 for this truck. So because of all these headwinds, GM actually didn't provide guidance going forward to their next quarter. And this is uncertainty, and Wall Street absolutely hates uncertainty. And this is why the stock has sold off so much in the last 3 months, because the space is bad. And GM's just getting hit by every angle right now. It is terrible. All right, you know what? Prices are so high for these trucks. Dude came out his shoe. I thought there was just one shoe, but there's the other one. So what's the story where you just leave your shoes in a parking lot? So right after this earnings release, the UAW actually hit their Arlington, Texas plant. This is a highly profitable plant. 5,000 workers walked off the job. Now this plant builds Tahoes, Yukons, Suburbans, Escalades, and it makes up 20% of all of the US production. So GM has actually stated that for every week that goes by that these workers are on strike, it cost them $200 million. And these estimates were before they struck the Arlington plant. So who knows what the amounts are now, but it's absolutely astronomical. And thus far, what GM has actually lost from the strikes has been a total of $800 million. So the UAW president, Sean Fain, just came out and said, you know what, they just reported these earnings, and record profits equals record contracts. But I'm guessing Sean Fain didn't actually look at the earnings reports because GM actually showed a decrease in profits for the quarter. So the total now for the UAW is that 31% of their workers are on strike. And there's been another 5% that have actually had to be laid off by the companies because of the ripple effect. Meaning that if one factory were to shut down because of the strikes, it might affect another factory, meaning that they couldn't get these vehicles to.
If you think General Motors is the only brand facing the heat, think again. Ford is right there in the hot seat.
Not gonna buy it. Don't do it. I don't think it's worth it. I got a feeling that you get screwed if you buy one now versus buy one later. Chevy, Ram, Toyota, their lots are jam full right now of 2026s. 26 Silverados, 26 Sierras, 26 Tundras, 26 Ram 1500s, even with the Hemis are now loaded all over the lots. We have 26s everywhere except right here. There is not a 26 Ranger. There is not a 26 F-150. There's not a 26 Maverick. There are some 26 Super Duties, which are astronomically high $100,000, $110,000 trucks right now. The 150, there are rows and rows of 2025s. And it's like this at every lot I go to. There are so many. Ford has not even really announced a whole lot about the 2026s. The builder site is not even open on Ford's website. I did make a video about that, how you could cheat and go through, I don't remember what Ford dealership it was. I made the video about how you can build and price one right now, but it is through a third-party dealer and their own website that kind of breaks down the dealer ordering, which just opened like not even 2 weeks ago. Ford is holding back on all of these things on purpose. They are purposely delaying the 2026 because they need to move these 2025s.
Transmission issues seem to be the biggest offender across multiple brands, leaving owners completely stranded and out of patience.
Well, y'all, old 2500 done let me down again. We're gonna see what they talking about down there at Crystal Dodge again. Y'all know how we went through it last time. But, so we'll see.
Well, you guys guessed it. She's back. Not even 3 days. So not even 3 days, like I said. On the way home to work, from work today, I lost every single gear, got stuck in fourth, and the transmission grenaded itself and started pissing all the fluid all over the service bay driveway as soon as I pulled in the driveway. You know what their answer was? We don't know what to tell you. We don't know what to do. We've rebuilt it 3 times.
People have reached their absolute breaking point with these modern trucks. Some owners have completely given up on getting them fixed.
Hi, Junkyard Jeff here. We've got us a F-150 manufactured in 3 of 2023 that needs to be crushed right here. And the truck has had flood damage. I want to make very clear that everything is on it, just like they said. We're going to break the valve stems off so we can stick it in the crusher. The gas tank's been removed, and the, it says it's got 5,300 miles. So we have a treat today. We have a 3 of 23, March of 2023 F-150 that we're going to put in the crusher right now. And the insurance company wants it crushed. They don't want any parts sold off of it. And so we're going to put this old girl right in there. It's a complete truck. We had to leave the wheels and tires on. We just pulled the valve stems and it should crack the wheels.
off, serious allegations are surfacing regarding missing features and broken promises.
This is the most General Motors news story ever. If you haven't seen by now, GM has stopped the sales of their new Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon trucks. If you're sitting there wondering why, well, to be honest, so are we. All we really know is that it's a software issue and most likely has something to do with this new infotainment screen. Keep in mind, GM is the same company that decided to drop Apple CarPlay and Android Auto because they thought they can make their infotainment better. Also the same company that had to stop sales of their Chevy Blazer EV because the software was so buggy. GM actually declined to specify on the nature of these software issues, so right now we're just left to assume that it's something so catastrophic that they couldn't fix it over the air. Any 2024 model year Canyon or Colorados that landed on dealership lots already will be held until they can be serviced and shipped out. So yeah, the story kind of ends there. It's just GM being GM. But let me know what you think, and if any of you guys have experience with the new Chevy infotainment system and if it's as buggy as they say.
With only a few thousand miles on it. Engine failures in modern vehicles are becoming more and more common, and manufacturers keep adding more electronic junk to engines in the name of fuel economy and emissions. And it's really unfortunate that Chevy and GMC have had so many big issues with their V8 engines because other manufacturers really had more reliable V8 engines. For example, this is the last generation Tundra right here with one of the older V8 engines, and that would be the iForce 5.7 liter V8. And the engines in this previous generation Tundra was a V8, and it would just last and last forever. Some people reported 1 million miles on these trucks with just regular maintenance, and actually Toyota bought one of those 1 million mile trucks and put it in their headquarters to really show off what they could do. So like Toyota having a reliable V8 engine, they were actually forced to get rid of the reliable V8, and that is where a lot of this technology stuff is not improving things. This is a new Tundra, and funny enough, they're pretty close side by side. There's a Chevy in the middle, so it's kind of convenient for me actually while filming this, but this is the new Tundra, and they've had nothing but problems with the twin-turbo V6s, with all of the modern systems to try to improve fuel economy and reduce emissions and throwing on turbos, etc., etc. So Toyota went from a super reliable V8 to a modern twin-turbo engine that just continues to fail, and the engines in these are basically just grenading themselves. So while some companies like GM really need to improve their V8, other companies like Toyota, who had one of the most dependable V8 engines in history, had to get rid of it and go with the twin-turbo because of all the government bureaucracy. And Toyota's not the only ones that had to get rid of their dependable V8 engines and replace them with a twin-turbo V6. Ford is also guilty of this as well with the F-150. Their twin-turbo V6 engines have so many more issues than buying the 5-liter V8 that used to be in a lot of these trucks and was the only choice for a long time. The Ford F-150's turbo engine, commonly the 3.5-liter EcoBoost, is known to have several issues including carbon buildup, intercooler condensation, oil leaks, ignition system problems, and potential issues with spark plugs and ignition coils, which can lead to performance issues and potential engine failure, particularly in a lot of the older models. Now, some of the newer ones, they have ironed out a lot of the issues, but there's still a lot of problems with them. And some of these problems have been reported to be like the direct injection, and a lot of the coils they use and stuff like that are just not made very well. I've even seen turbos on these trucks fail at just 30,000 miles. So far, GM is cooperating with the investigation on these V8 engines in the trucks, and I'm sure they'll do something to fix it, maybe, but it's been an issue for years in even their older engines, and with the lawsuit, I don't know if they'll actually make good on any of the fixes that they want to do. They'll probably just let these die out, slowly get replaced by turbos, and then just more than likely ignore the problem like they've been doing for years now. But since we're here talking about newer engines that have just been grenading themselves, I actually want to talk about a few older trucks really quick in this video that I think would be a better buy and that are also more reliable than some of the new stuff that's out here right now. I got a few options that if you're in the market, you should go with instead of dealing with Chevy's V8 engine explosions, Ford's trash twin-turbo V6, or even the new Tundra's horrific engine issues. Now, I'm here at a Toyota dealer to show you a bunch of different trucks that I think are more reliable than some of the newer ones that have replaced them, only because this dealership usually has a ton of used trucks on their lot. And I want to start with something that I think is really cool and that is high on the list of older reliable trucks that you should think about getting. That would be
the previous generation Toyota Tacoma, like this one, because it has their super reliable non-turbo engine. Unlike the new Tacoma, which while the design is really cool on the new Tacoma, it no longer has the reliable 6-cylinder non-turbo engine. They now use a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine.
So I got this truck. This is a 2014 F-550 cabin chassis with a 6.7. Came in here, crank no start. We noticed no rail pressure. We find metal in the fuel system, no problem. Get all that fixed. It starts and it runs, and then it immediately dies. We unplug the map sensor, and obviously it took some time to figure that out. Starts right up, no problem, but it will randomly just die. We put a new map sensor, new pigtail, tried a whole nother harness. Still does the same thing. The map sensor's plugged in, it starts, it immediately dies. If you hold the throttle about halfway, it'll rev to 1500 or wherever you keep the throttle, but if you put it in drive, it dies. So what I'm hoping is someone has seen this before on a 6.7, where you unplug the map sensor. We've checked all the references, tried a new PCM, like I said, new good wiring harness off a running truck that we had here. We've tried everything we could think of. We homed all the wires, I mean, everything we could think of. And it's a high mile truck, so the customer's kind of like, if you get it figured out, great. If not, we'll put it in the boneyard, just a single wheel or a single cab F-550 with 290,000, original miles. But if anybody on here can make a comment, call me, text me, I don't care, about this problem, if they've known what it takes to fix it, I would appreciate it. 51.
The truck market is facing a massive breakdown, and buyers are finally speaking out. What do you think?
This truck and this truck have the same thing in common. They kind of got scammed by the same shop. Pretty similar stories. This truck went in for some engine work and a built transmission. The engine work got done. Transmission lasted less than 2,000 miles. They didn't do shit to fix it. Now it's here, we're fixing it the right way. This truck went in to get a new engine, had some performance stuff done, and a built transmission. Transmission lasted a couple thousand miles. It blew up. They wouldn't do shit about it. So now it's here. It's actually the owner of it just cutting his losses. We're parting it out, taking the engine, putting it in something else, and he just kind of got fucked. So if you want an honest shop, it's not going to fuck you over, give us a call, 970.
Have modern trucks lost their quality, or is this just bad luck?
Truck update. General Motors denied my buyback proposal. No shocker there. I was provided three options. Buyback, trade-in, compensation. They denied the buyback. Now it's off to trade-in. I didn't want to do a trade-in because then that would possibly mean that I have to eat negative equity in my truck, because as soon as you drive that truck off the lot, it immediately depreciates in value. So I really didn't want to do that, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it, not doing it, not doing it. Y'all's part failed. I'm not taking the hit for your poor manufacturing. And they were like, oh, okay. So then I asked about compensation. They can't tell me how much compensation they're going to give me until the truck is fixed. Thing is, this same part usually takes around 8 months to get back in. So you're telling me 8 months, I'm going to be rolling around in a freaking loaner, having to switch out. They won't let you travel out of state. They won't let you pull a trailer, and they won't let you go over 3,500 miles. I'm like, this is fucking stupid, guys. Like, no, I pay a shit ton of money a month for a truck that I can't drive, and now you're putting stipulations on me. This is stupid. I'm not, yeah. I need to go out of state. I need to travel way longer than 3,500 miles. And they were like, oh, well, no, sir, you can't. And I was like, cool. So then I start throwing a massive fit. Now, the owner of the dealership has started to see how much I've depreciated these trucks, because I've gotten in 1, 2. I'm in the second one now, and I'm about to be in a third one. And he's like, I guess he's over there panicking. I didn't know this, but every time I hop into one of these trucks, it depreciates anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 depending on the mileage that you put on the truck. And I'm putting on 5,000 miles on this truck. So he's like, shit. So there's 2 trucks down. I should be going in for my third. That's around $24,000, okay, that I have depreciated their trucks. And General Motors gives them $40 a day for a loaner. So nothing. So they're over there like, crap, like, how am I going to get this done? So now, owner of the dealership is contacting GM. He's going to try to get GM to give him money so he can get me out of the deal, to where I trade my truck in, accept 0 negative equity, because they're going to wash it. They're going to throw money at it and take away the negative equity and then roll me into another one. And I was like, well, I'm not putting a down payment down. I'm not doing anything. Any more money comes out of my account, I won't do the deal. So you better find a way that you can make it work. And he's like, okay. Yeah, but they are struggling over there, to say the least.
Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.